So, have you ever stared at a stock chart and just felt totally lost? Yeah, you're not the only one. The financial markets can feel like this chaotic storm of data and emotion. But what if, and this is a big what if there was a way to navigate that storm with a clear, logical plan? Well, today we're going to dig into one of those plans, the ICT trading algorithm.
I mean, think about it. How many times have you made a decision, any decision, based on fear, or maybe a little bit of greed, and how did that work out? In trading, those exact emotions are your absolute worst enemy. So the real question becomes, how do you take yourself out of the equation and actually make rational decisions when everything around you is pure chaos?
You know, it's kind of like being a pilot flying through a massive storm. You wouldn't just wing it, right? You wouldn't rely on your gut. No way. You'd have a checklist, a flight plan, a precise set of procedures you follow no matter what. And that's exactly what a trading algorithm is. It's your personal flight plan for the stormy seas of the financial markets.
So, are you ready to pull back the curtain and see how the pros really operate? All right, let's get into it. We're going to deconstruct a real-world trading algorithm piece by piece and really understand the thinking behind taming all that chaos.
You know, a lot of people think the hardest part of trading is picking the right stock. But the truth? The real battle isn't out there in the market. It's right here, in your own head. It's this constant tug-of-war between our gut feelings and our logical brain.
Oh man, we have all been there. You see a price just skyrocketing, and that fear of missing out kicks in. So you jump in right at the very top, only to watch it collapse. Or you panic and sell at the absolute bottom, right before it turns around. It's not your fault. It's just human nature. But in trading, listening to that raw human nature can be a very, very expensive habit. And as the creator of this very model says, we're just wired to take shortcuts. We want to get to the good part fast. But in trading, those shortcuts almost always lead to disaster. And that's where a rigid, rule-based system comes into play. It's like a GPS for your trading that forces you to follow the plan, even when your instincts are screaming at you to take some crazy detour.
Okay, so how do you actually build this trading GPS? Well, it all starts with a simple 5-stage blueprint. Think of it like the foundation for a skyscraper. If you don't get that foundation right, if it's not perfectly planned, the whole thing's eventually coming down. Now, what I love about this is how it totally flips trading from a reactive gamble into a proactive professional process. Let's just walk through it. First, you're in preparation. You're just patient, doing your homework, waiting for the stars to align. Then, bam, you spot something. That's discovery. Now you move into planning, where you map out every single detail, your entry, your exit, your risk, before a single dollar is on the line. Only then do you move to execution. And once you're in management mode. See, it's a system, not a guess.
All right, so we've got the high-level blueprint. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. This is the secret recipe, the specific set of rules this algorithm uses to make sense of price. This is where it gets really interesting.
And hey, don't let that word algorithm intimidate you. It is just a fancy word for a set of rules. Seriously, think about it like a recipe for your favorite cake. If you follow the recipe exactly, the right ingredients, the right amounts, the right oven temp, you're probably going to get a delicious cake every single time. It's the same idea here. Follow the algorithm, and you dramatically increase your odds of a consistent result.
Okay, so before you even think about placing a trade, you have to run through this 4-point checklist. First, is the overall trend up? Is the big money bullish? Check. Has the price recently broken through a key peak? Check. Is the price in a discount zone, meaning it's not already overbought? Check. And finally, is it the right day? This model really likes the start of the week. If you can't say yes to all 4, you just walk away. No exceptions.
So, why that specific time window, 7 to 10 a.m. New York time? Well, that's when the big institutional players in both London and New York are most active. That overlap often creates really powerful, clear moves. And the 5-minute chart, it gives you a great close-up view of the action without all the random noise you'd get on a 1-minute chart. It's all about finding that sweet spot.
So the entry is super precise. The stop loss, which is your emergency exit if you're wrong, is tucked just below the recent low. But this last rule, this one is absolutely the most important one on the whole slide. If you get stopped out, you are done for the day. You walk away. No revenge trading, no trying to win it back. This rule, right here, can be the one thing that saves your entire account.
And this is the real beauty of a well-designed algorithm. You don't have to memorize 100 different complex rules, you just have to understand a few core ideas. The bearish or selling algorithm is a perfect example. It's the exact same logic, just completely flipped upside down.
It's actually pretty elegant when you think about it.
Look, I don't care if you have the best strategy in the history of the world. If you don't have a rock-solid plan for managing your risk, you're toast. It's just a matter of time. So this section is all about the rules of the game, the rules that are designed to keep you in the game long enough to actually win.
So how much do you actually put on any single trade? It is never, ever a guess. As you can see from the formula here, it's just pure math. Let's say you have a $10,000 account, and you only want to risk 1% per trade. That's $100. If your stop loss is 20 pips away, you just divide 100 by 20. Boom! Your position size is calculated for you. No emotion, no guesswork, just logic.
Now, this rule isn't just about protecting your money. It's about protecting your mind. After you take a loss, it is so easy to get emotional and want to make a rash, get-it-back trade. By forcing you to cut your risk in half, the system literally builds in a mandatory cooldown period. It makes you take a step back and calm down.
Okay, now this is just counterintuitive genius. The system doesn't just manage your failures, it manages your success. Think about it. After 5 wins in a row, right when you're feeling like a king, like you're invincible, the model forces you to pull back and cut your risk. Why? To protect you from your own ego and the sloppy mistakes that almost always come after a big hot streak.
So, we've talked a lot about trading today, but the principles we've covered, they apply to pretty much any area of your life where you have to make high-stakes decisions under pressure. Let's just zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here.
You know that saying, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication? Well, that's what this is all about. A good plan isn't some 50-page manual. It should be so clear, so concise, you could literally write the core rules on the back of a business card. Because if it's too complicated, you're just not going to follow it when the pressure is on.
So here's the most important takeaway of all. Think of the algorithm we just walked through as a starter kit. It's a skeleton. It gives you the essential parts, but it's up to you to put them together in a way that makes sense for you. The goal isn't to be a clone. It's to build a system that is 100% yours.
So I'll leave you with this question. What's the one area of your life that could use a little more order and a little less chaos? Whether it's your finances, your fitness, your career, maybe a simple personal algorithm of your own design is the key. The power to build it is in your hands.